Okay, so on to the very next track in Sammy's Harmony Bombs series, man. This series 15 is turning out to be such an insane series, and now I realize it's aptly named as well, Harmony Bombs, because that's exactly what it's been. It's just been Harmony Bombs. It's been incredible, absolutely incredible. So for those of you who are only joining us now, so just go back to the beginning, man. Go back to the beginning and follow along from Metallica onwards. I promise you, it's such a cool journey through these artists. This one over here is Pop Evil. We have reacted to Pop Evil before. I think we've done 2, maybe 3 tracks of theirs, but this one over here is called Worth It, man. Let's see what we got. I do like their work. I actually liked I remember that I did like the last 2 tracks that I heard from theirs. But anyway, let's rock and roll. Let's see what we got. Of theirs.
Trying to sleep again, just for the sake of silence. Ooh. So many skeletons, but don't know where to hide them. Hoping it's all just temporary, praying it's all just in your mind. 1 foot inside this cemetery, hoping it's not too late this time. How does it feel to live every day?
Bro, these tracks are too fucking hot. They're too hot for such a hot day. It's too hot already inside here. Just stop giving me tracks that are gonna absolutely kill me inside. Oh my god, I can already hear this is so much fire. Straight off the bat.
In your mind, 1 foot inside this cemetery, hoping it's not too late this time. How does it feel to live every day? Holding on but so broken. How do you hear when you can't explain why your heart is so frozen? But until the dark you find.
How do you hear when you can't explain when your heart's all frozen? Fire! It's basically telling you that's what you got to deal with first. Unfreeze your heart. Unfreeze what's breaking you. You know what I mean? That's how you get out of it. Come on, man. Come on, man. But even though as hard as that is, I can already see what they're playing into. As hard as all of that is, as hard as your burdens are, as hard it is to pick up your burdens off the ground and actually fucking wear them and actually deal with them, it's all worth it at the end of the day. Why? Because you have one fucking life and you got to play that as magnificently as you can. And part of playing it magnificently is making all of those mistakes, carrying that weight and being able to persevere through all of those hardships. That's how you play a magnificent game. A magnificent game is not living a life of complete privilege and having literally everything bulldozed out your way because you're too soft and sensitive to deal with anything. That's not a magnificent life. You are, your character is defined by your adversity. Your whole persona, who you are as a person, is defined by your hardships. It's not defined by the good times. It's defined by the bad times, right? That's what people judge you on. Not the good times. No one's going to judge you on how well you can fucking drink at bars and how well you can sit and watch Netflix and how well you can go to parties. Everyone's going to judge you on how well you are able to break out of hardship. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's go. Always temporary. This too shall pass. That saying exists for a reason, right? It will eventually pass. You will eventually come out of the storm, just depending on how long you want to be in that storm. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with I don't know, this is actually a Googleable thing. It's actually quite an interesting thing in terms of cows versus bulls, right? Cows are scared of the storm, so what the cows do when they see the storm coming, they actually run away from the storm. And the storm eventually catches up to them, and they stay in the storm longer because they're running away and the storm is actually following them. If they actually stopped right, and dealt with the storm, the storm would pass over them, and that they would be out of the storm. Bulls are different. Bulls will run into the storm. When they see a storm coming, they run into the storm. And when they run into the storm, right, they face that storm head on, and eventually the storm passes over them, and it passes over them quicker because they're running into it, right? And they're not in that storm for longer. It's the same exact thing as life, right? You can Google that. It's actually quite an interesting little thing. But yeah, man, fire, let's go.
It's all just temporary. Praying it's all just in your mind. One foot inside this cemetery. Hoping it's not too late this time. How does it feel to live every day? Holding on but so broken. How do you heal when you can't explain why your heart is so frozen? But it's in the dark you find a spark to get to the other side. I know that it feels like there's no escape, but you're the reason and the purpose. I promise you you're worth it.
This track is so much fire. Oh my god, this track is so much fire. This is so good. Oh my god. This is such a fire track. Okay, this has to go to the top. This has to go to the top for me. There's been so many good ones. I actually, listen, the thumbnails are all going to be fire. Right? They're just all going to be fire. But this over here is ridiculous.
Get to the other side. I know that it feels like there's no escape, but you're the reason and the purpose. I promise you you're worth it. I can see it on your face. Every tear you can erase. When your world falls down, get off the ground. You're more than your mistakes. I can see it in your
I love what he said over there. You're more than your mistakes. A lot of people don't tend to realize that. A lot of people, and I say it all the time. It's literally based on past traumas where people are made to feel like they're not worthy, right? And then they feel like their existence, they have no respect for themselves, and they feel like their existence has no value to it. When good people, we're talking about good people, they get hurt by the mistakes that they do, and they give them feedback. They take it as a character attack for some odd reason, right? Because they feel like, oh, well, I'm not worthy. It's obviously me. It's my character. It's not. It's just feedback. And you got to take it as such. You got to take it as you did something that someone didn't like, and they're just giving you feedback. How are they supposed to communicate with you otherwise than actually telling you exactly what it is? Like what you did, actually, I didn't like that. I don't like that, right? It's the same with yourself. If you don't like something, you got to tell somebody, I don't like it. If you hold that in, it's only going to eat yourself. But a lot of people don't take that as feedback. A lot of people take that as an attack on them, right? And then that's where they sort of retreat and they feel like, oh no, I'm the one that's not worthwhile. I'm the one that has no value. And then they project it out in that way. You know what I mean? Where if you just shift the mentality and be like, okay, this is not an attack on my character. This is just they didn't like what I did. So let me not stick to my rightness. Let me just apologize and then move past it. You realize that your character and your self-esteem and your ego doesn't take so much of a hit because it's okay to be human. You know what I mean? Come on, man. This track is so fucking hot. It's frightening. Frightening. Oh my gosh, this track is frighteningly good. frighteningly good. Oh my god. What an insane track, man. What an insane track. That over here is my favorite of the series so far. And it's been so good so far. It's my favorite of the series so far. I've got to give it. That track is fire. You guys let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.